All right, everybody. It is I, your host, Michael Garza. 4-3. One moment. Here we go. Here we go. Now one, nothing wrong with me. What's going on, everybody? It is your host, Garza. Michael Garza, 4-3. But it is good to see you all. Welcome to the show. And it's just good to be rocking and rolling with you guys. We're here. We're ready. I love you. I love you all. You are so sexy. And let's take a look here. Good morning, Annie. What's going on? All right, we're getting things a little squared away here. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Do something a little bit different here. Hold on. Give me a second, you guys. What up, my pink brony bro? How you doing, man? Thank you, E.T. You're looking good. You're looking good, too. You're a pink brony bro, and you dance at the gay clubs. Oh, my God. You're just having fun. On the stage in your hooves. You're wearing a man thong. All right.
In staying on President Trump's high-stakes summit with Chinese leader Xi Jinping, this
We're going to react to a little bit of Fox News here.
visit could give some American families a new sense of hope that their loved ones will be freed after being imprisoned by the communist country. Nelson Wells Jr., a husband and father of three, was arrested in China after agreeing to carry another person's suitcase, which, unknown to him, was full of narcotics. He was given little opportunity.
So TJ is saying, guess who got a text from Greg this morning? This guy just asking how I'm doing and how's the family. Is it a trap? I don't know. You know, Greg. I mean, the only thing that would concern me about Greg is if he was actually fine with Antifa. I mean, if Greg, that's the only thing that would, like, if he's, the problem is he's a democratic socialist. No, look, I've met plenty of people who are democratic socialists. I think most of them are just not very bright. Not all of them are bad, though. Not all of them are bad. Here's the thing. So Greg, I don't think Greg, surprisingly, I don't, well, the problem with Greg, like many leftists, is he lets his politics become his identity, but not to the point. I'll give you an example. Greg actually, even though he's got some stupid ideas that he believes in, I actually think that deep down he's a good guy. I don't think he's a bad guy or anything. I hope not. He's got a family of his own, so I would like to believe that he's not like a terrible person who would do anything. So I don't know. I don't like to think ill will of him. I don't know. I think he's just, I think he's just somebody who believes in stupid ideas. Ultimately, I think that's just really what it boils down to. He's just a guy that believes in a lot of dumb ideas. And other than that, I don't know. I don't think he's a bad guy. Who knows? But I don't know. He could just be asking, making sure you're good. Yeah, Greg's a tough one to read, man. I mean, if he's okay, if he thinks that Antifa's good, then maybe he's a part of Antifa. I don't know. But no, I doubt it. I don't know. I think he's just somebody who has ridiculous ideologies, and I think that's probably as far as it goes, hopefully. That's about the extent of it. Yeah, I think, I do think Greg doesn't like, I'm pretty sure that Greg hates Sal, which is enough for me to at least believe that Greg's heart is in the right place. As odd as that sounds to say. Look, Sal sucks. Sal is so frustrating. Now, if Sal texted you that message, I would call the cops. If Sal texted you that message, you should call the cops, because you don't want him anywhere near your. I'm not gonna. I think you know what I'm trying to say. I'm Chris Hansen. That's how I feel about Sal. Is when I think of Sal, I think of I'm Chris Hansen, Dateline NBC. I think you guys know what I'm trying to allude to. That Sal is a you-know-what. No, but Greg is a great guy. I think Greg is honestly, like, his ideas are stupid, but I think his heart's in the right place. That's about the extent of it, though. Dumb ideas, heart's in the right place, though. So that's the way I feel about him. I don't know, but you do you, Mr. TJ. That's the thing. I would, maybe proceed with caution, but
opportunity to defend himself and has been in custody since 2014. Nelson is sick, now suffering from life-threatening medical problems due to the poor conditions of his incarceration. Also,
screw China, by the way, dude. Allegedly. In my opinion, screw China. Allegedly. Just so that way. I'm just not a fan of China. I think China's it's a beautiful place. Never been there, of course. Seen photos. It looks beautiful. But the problem is it's ran by basically a communist dictator. It's a communist country, basically. So.
Dawn Michelle Hunt was tricked into believing she won an all-expenses-paid trip to Hong Kong.
Oh, wow.
After arriving in China, she was gifted purses and a new suitcase by scammers. The bag contained drugs hidden in the lining, which she was caught with. Oh,
jeez. See, that's a problem, man. See, I that's the thing. I just don't think I would ever want to go to China just knowing what kind of government they have, Yeah, I would not want to be imprisoned in China, that's for sure. Hell to the no on that one. Hell to the no.
And arrested while trying to board a flight out of the country. Don was given the death penalty with a 2-year reprieve, which was later changed to life in prison. She, too, has been incarcerated.
That's insane. And she was the one who got scammed. Like, she was the one who legitimately got scammed by these scammers in China. Are the scammers going to get arrested? I don't know. What's going to happen? Unreal, dude.
incarcerated since 2014. And like Nelson Wells Jr., Don has also fallen ill in prison. The families of both of these victims, Nelson Wells Jr.'s parents, Nelson Wells Sr. and Cynthia Wells, and Don Michelle Hunt's brother, Tim Hunt, as well as Peter Humphrey, who was imprisoned in China himself, join me now to...
Yeah, the Chinese government's disgusting, dude. I think, you know what, honestly, I can't stand the Iranian government and I can't stand the Chinese government, dude. Both governments, in my opinion, are just, ugh. Disturbing. To say the least. Yeah. That's what I think, at least. That's what I believe. I don't know if Trump has the ability to get them out. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. But I don't know. Yeah. Oh yeah, I agree, TJ. Absolutely agree, 100% on that one. That's true. Ugh. Communism's ridiculous, dude. And here's the thing: this is one of the reasons why China is going to eventually fall. Is because of how much they latch on to communism. You know, it's a real deal, man. It's a real deal.
Share their stories. Thank you all so much for joining us to do just that. You know, many people are learning the heart-wrenching stories of your loved ones for the very first time right now. So, Tim, let me start with you and tell us a little bit more about what happened to your sister, Dawn, who has now been in prison in China for over a decade.
She thought she won an all-expenses-paid trip and a cash prize. She was really excited about it. She researched the company because she thought that it was a fake. It was
yeah.
But when she,
dude, I mean that's crazy, dude. Just to be, ugh. And this is my problem with China, man. I just think that they're not a good country. Never. Hey, Jason, thank you so much.
Laugh out loud. That penguin is very unstable due to TDS.
Yep. Thank you, Jason Beatrice. I appreciate that. Thank you for the $2 super chat, my man. Really does help the channel in a lot of ways. So, but yeah, no, I just think that with everything, it's just frustrating, man. I just don't know how anybody could support a country like China. Who would say that, oh, China's a great country? No, it's not, dude. No. If it was a great country, why would they... the things that they promote, you know? I mean, the things they promote, I mean, like in China, their government specifically. I think that the People's Republic is going to look a lot like North Korea here pretty soon. In fact, in a lot of ways, in my opinion, I think it's on track to become similar to North Korea. I really do. I think communist countries don't have a long lifespan. Communist countries like China do not have a long lifespan. And it's true. It's very, very true.
researched the company, the scammers. They put all the information online that she needed to, set her mind at ease. She went, and she was treated very well, she said. And she was in Hong Kong first. She was there for 9 days. And, she went around and she, went on sightseeing trips. And then the scammers told her, hey, look, do you want to fly to mainland China? And she did. And they're like, oh, yeah, you also want some purses, and we're going to fly you to Australia for the next part of the trip. And unbeknownst to her, the purses contain narcotics. So she was just scammed all the way around.
My goodness. Nelson and Cynthia, feel free to both chime in to tell the story of your beloved son,
That's
Nelson
frustrating
Wells
to
Jr.
hear, dude. That
Tell
is
us
so
what happened to him.
frustrating
It sounds like his story is actually very
Crazy.
similar to that of Dawn's.
In a way, yes, it is.
China is rich for now. China is rich for now, but here's the problem with any communist government: they fall. Communism fails 100% of the time. You just got to give it a little time to fail. Because communism sucks. It's one of the worst ideas of all time. It's collectivism never works. And here's the thing: the people of China are already resentful of their own government. Okay? Allegedly. We'll say that. I don't know. Allegedly, look, China is just... China's a beautiful place, but the government is not beautiful. The government is disgusting because communism is disgusting. It's a terrible idea. It is a crappy idea. But yeah, and to all you people who think that socialism and communism is a hip, great idea and it's so revolutionary, no, it's not. It's as old as Bernie Sanders. It's not a revolutionary idea. In fact, it's one of the most ineffective ideas that mankind has ever come up with. And it just doesn't work, period, end of story.
Nelson was over there because he was went there to go pick up a prescription to help him with his seizures and things of that nature. He had a terrible accident when he was in Japan, and it left him in a very bad state. His insurance ran out, and he had been out of work for over a year and a half. So his doctor told him, you might be able to get this medication at a cheap expense. So while he was over there, he had met up with the doctors and tried to get what he needed. And on his way back home, he saw a guy, someone that he had met or known in Japan, an associate of his through work. And he asked him, could he help carry one of his carry-ons because he had one too many and Nelson didn't have but one. So they allowed him to, bring that extra carry-on for the young man. So what he did is he decided to say, okay, no problem, I'll take it. So as they approached the gate, Nelson went through one gate thinking that the young man was going to go through the same gate, and he veered off and went another way. Well, by that time, when Nelson realized that he had went in another direction, he was already apprehended, and they had said that wanted him to follow them. And then when they opened it up, they searched the suitcase. There was an enormous amount of drugs that was in baked goods, cakes, pies, cookies, and stuff of that nature.
Wow.
So
crap.
before they actually verified it just by eyesight, they brought in the necessary things to verify that there was drugs in it. And so it was, and Nelson was whisked away.
Wow. Cynthia, how is your son doing right now?
It
How
sounds
much
like
communication have you?
It sounds like he was set up, dude. It sounds like he was set up. And that's what it sounds like with all these victims. They were all set up and had drugs planted on them. That's terrible, dude. That's just so frustrating, man. That is incredibly frustrating. Awful. Give me 1 second, you guys. 1 second. Here we go. Here we go. Now, 1, nothing wrong with me. 2, nothing wrong with me. 3, nothing wrong with me. 4, nothing wrong with me.
You had with him since 2014.
Get to talk to him 2 times for 10 minutes every month. Most of the time, unless he used one of the calls to call his family. But we did get to talk to him Mother's Day, 2 10-minute calls. So that was awesome. And he said he had the little scare March the 2nd. He had chest pains and they had to rush him to the hospital and did an EKG and some other stuff on him and gave him a little heart pills or whatever. And he was okay. But other than that, he's holding on.
2 10-minute calls is certainly not enough for a mother, and my heart so deeply goes out to all of you over this. Peter, I did say that these stories are similar in that they were handed bags with narcotics inside, unbeknownst to them. Do you believe that Dawn and Nelson were arrested as leverage, wrongfully so? And tell us a little bit about what you are doing to help these families get.
I could see that being a thing, where they plant drugs on people in China. They arrest them, and then the Chinese government uses them as leverage, allegedly. I could see that being a thing. I could see that being a real thing. It's a terrible, unethical thing to do, but communist governments don't have morals. Communist governments do not have morals. Period. End of story. That's why I don't trust communism. I don't trust socialism. Terrible. No morals. Zero conscience. It's just the thing. I just don't trust them. But yeah, anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep rolling. It's just one of those things for me, man. I just don't trust communist governments, man. No, capitalist governments are fine. Capitalist governments, especially capitalist governments that have that promote individuality, they work. Communist countries that promote stupid collectivist concepts, they don't work. They're lazy.
Get their loved ones back.
I didn't hear you very clearly, but I'll tell you what I think. I've been working with these two families for about 6 years now as a handholder and mentor and advisor, trying to empower them, to teach them how to campaign for their loved ones who are unjustly detained in China. Of course, through my own experience of the Chinese justice system a decade ago, I'm very familiar with the pain and the trauma which is inflicted on families who go through this. And I identify very much with the victims of this kind of rather unjust system. So I advise them, I help them, and I think that we've come closer today than we've ever been to getting a request put to Xi Jinping personally at a high level by the US leader. We've never been that close before. I think it's really important that President Trump understands that one of the easiest wins he could have from his China trip is to bring home American citizens who are imprisoned in China. I think that China will be very receptive to a request coming from him to release American citizens in China. They probably won't be so keen on some of his other requests, but this is one which I think is a low-hanging fruit and an easy win, and I hope he does it.
Tim, what is your message to President Trump, and do you believe that he could get your sister home?
I do believe he can get her home, and my message to him is, Mr. President, please bring my sister home, and please bring home Nelson Wells Jr. Both of our families have been suffering long enough, and it's time. It's time for them to come home. They're sick.
Yeah.
They need your leadership to request their humanitarian release.
Tim, Nelson, Cynthia, Peter, we thank you.
Let's hope he does it, man. I hope he does. Come on, Trump. We got Uncle Chris in the building. What's going on, brother? We got Uncle Chris. 4-3. Trifecta.
Thank you so much for your time. We're going to be
keep
thinking
going.
about your loved ones as the president ventures over to China today. We thank you so much for joining us. We will never forget.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the...
That's freaking crazy, though, man. Oh, Trump, turn up the heat.
It's unbelievably weak, I would say. I would call it the weakest right now. After reading that piece of garbage they sent us, I didn't even finish reading it. They said, I'm not going to waste my time.
Yeah, I hope they could bring him
reading
home
it.
too, Annie. I hope so
would say
too.
It's one of the weakest right now. It's on life support.
And duplicitous. They changed what exactly they agreed to by the time they put it in writing. President Trump slamming Iran's latest peace proposal as he weighs military action, signaling he is open to restarting Project Freedom Plus while the regime vows to keep fighting. This, as the Wall Street Journal editorial board argues, Iran thinks Trump is bluffing. So how much pressure will it take to secure a deal? Let's bring in Nathan Sales, former Trump administration ambassador at large and coordinator for counterterrorism. So, Nathan, the president's not, I wouldn't think, would bomb while in China, but clearly they are opening up their solar plexus to be hit again.
Yeah, it's time to turn up the heat on Iran. These guys have been cheating on the ceasefire from day one, and their latest response shows they're just not taking this process seriously. So we've been very patient with these guys. The president has been very patient with the Iranians. The Iranians don't see that as patience. They see it as weakness, and it's time to get their attention.
And I'm sure there are plans that should really be more than just open up the strait. Iran has a great elimination strategy. They've exercised it. And arming some of these other groups and some of the Iranian citizens, some of the 89 million who hate their government, we have to put something like that in place.
Yeah. So the president certainly has options on the table that he's working through right now to figure out from a scale of 1 to 10.
All at once.
Yeah. So you could go 10, but there are intermediate steps you could do as well. And I think whatever you end up doing, at a minimum, you've got to restart Project Freedom. We've got to keep the economic pressure on the Iranians. We're squeezing their economy, and they're going to run out of gas at a certain point. But at the same...
Well, I will say this, though. The blockade should just prevent Iranian tankers from going through. That's it. Just block off the Iranian tankers. That's all you got to do. It's not all, but should be the goal. You know what I mean?
Same time, we need to be reopening that lifeline that the world needs and that we need for commerce, legitimate commerce, to be going in and out of the strait. That's the first step.
So here's with the speaker. And by the way, they look at this guy as the moderate. He said there is no alternative to accept the rights of the Iranian people as laid out in the 14-point proposal. Any other approach will be completely inconclusive, nothing but one failure after another. The longer they drag their feet, the more American taxpayers will pay for it. So they're thinking that the $4.50 gas is going to force Trump to act before the pressure that we put on them.
Yeah. You know, I couldn't tell if that was the Iranian speaker or if that was the New York Times editorial. The thing is...
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the damn same thing.
Mark Kelly or Senator Jack Reed, who should know better.
Yeah. The thing is, we have enormous leverage, and we have the ability to squeeze their economy and bring them to the table. And this response just shows they're not taking this seriously. The rights of the Iranian people to enrich uranium and preserve a pathway to a bomb, nobody has a right to a nuclear bomb.
The only reason why our bases were hit, and the Washington Post says 220 separate hits on our bases, is because the Russians were giving them all the satellite coordinates. Should we be pressuring the Russians to knock it off, or should we just accept the fact that if we...
Yeah, that's unacceptable, man. We need to be pressuring the Russians on this one. We need to be like, why the hell are you doing this? What is your deal? Come on, man.
Ukraine, they're going to help Iran.
Yeah, the Russians are not our friend. We should be very clear-eyed about this. Vladimir Putin sees the United States as his top geopolitical rival. He wants to take us down. He wants us to no longer be the leader of the free world. And if that means that he can help the Iranians or help the North Koreans or help other bad actors, we have to, right? We have to pressure him from a position of strength and with clear eyes, recognizing that Russia is not some secret American friend just waiting to do business deals. They're an enemy.
If you look at the infrastructure of Iran right now, do you think that another week of bombing could break them, or do you think it would just be them enduring more strife?
Well, I think what the president has said is we've got about 75% of our targets taken out over the 6 weeks or so that the war was underway. Probably 25% left. How long does that take? Maybe 1 week, maybe 2. Hard to say at this point from the outside, but the president's certainly getting options right now.
Final thought, what do you think is going to be happening a week from now when the president gets back from China?
I think the Pentagon is going to be dusting off some of their target decks and presenting the president with decision memos on what to do. I don't think anything happens while the president's in Beijing, but he's proved us wrong before. We'll see.
Do you think China's feeling the heat?
They certainly should be. They absolutely should be. They've been providing intelligence to the Iranians, dual-use equipment to the Iranians, radars not very good to the Iranians. American kit is a lot better. That's one of the things we're learning from this war. American kit is a lot better than their Chinese counterparts, and I hope Xi Jinping is paying attention and not trying to take Taiwan.
I do think the president's got a strong hand. Don't believe a lot of the so-called news stories that you see as he goes into Beijing. Nathan, thanks so much.
Thanks, Brian.
I don't know, man. This China visit, dude, this visit to China from President Trump, I don't know. I don't know what the result's going to be, bro. It's going to be something. We'll see. We shall see. Let's see. Can he negotiate the prisoner's release? That's the question. Can he also negotiate? I don't know. Can he at least convince China to stop helping Iran? Can he convince China to stop helping Iran? That needs to happen.
Now take a look at these headlines. The New York Times says China is locked and loaded for a fight, while the Wall Street Journal says Trump holds the cards that could undermine Xi Jinping's economic and political plans.
Well, he does.
Steve Yates joins me now. They seem to be two rather different looks at the way the Trump visit to Beijing is going. Who's right, the Times or the Journal?
It's not really a close call, Stuart. I think the Times is echoing a form of our domestic doomerism, where everything the United States, especially under the current administration, is doing is wrong and somehow losing alliances. And the president has done an awful lot to reset the terms of trade and the balance of power in major regions around the world and affecting key industries. And we might be in flux on energy markets at the moment, but American influence in that is pretty strong and growing, and influence around choke points, while still in play, still net advantage America. And China has played what they thought was an ultimate trump card with rare earths. But I think the president has realized how to show them we have a lot more trump cards, primarily access to the world's largest consumer market. And also, we're not just a paper tiger when it comes to freedom of navigation. We're the one that's actually out there doing something about it. China, at this point, is really mostly talk.
The Iran war looms large over this summit. Retired four-star General Jack Keane says China does not want Iran's regime to fall. Watch this.
What China wants is clearly this regime in Iran, David, to survive and to recover, because this is their major foothold in the Middle East. And they certainly welcome...
And here's the thing. Once Iran crumbles completely, once their government crumbles, that foothold is no longer there. That's the whole point. And which is a good thing. We don't want them to have any... we don't want them to have a foothold at all in China. In Iran. We don't want China to have even a remote foothold in the Middle East, mainly.
Iran being able to push back on the United States over the Straits of Hormuz, even though they're being penalized along with that. They like the leverage it gives them. But they know full well that the United States hasn't exercised their full power here.
I hear the makings of a deal evolving. If China gives us help with Iran, do we give them help with...
Yeah, Annie, we will see how the meeting ends up going. I'm going to try to be, I guess, we'll just see how it goes, Do I want it to go well? Yes. Do I want China to be reasonable? Yes, but what is the reality of that? I don't know. I just don't trust communist countries. I don't trust dictatorships. I don't trust communist countries. I mean, communist countries are basically dictatorships anyway. because the government has way too much power over everything. So, yeah, communism blows. It's a terrible idea. It's been done. People are like, you're just afraid of communism. You're damn right I am. Because it's been tried multiple times. It's a shitty idea. And it just leaves everybody starving and destitute. Morons.
Arms to Taiwan. Would that be a kind of deal that could come out of this meeting?
Well, first, I completely agree with the assessment that General Keane gave. I think it's exactly the right direction. I don't think that that is the kind of deal, though, in terms of pulling back on Taiwan in exchange for getting them to help with Iran is something that would really end up working. I think that there's a long history of not believing in follow-through on the Chinese side of a deal. And B, we have equities beyond our own in both of these theaters. And I think the General Keene's ultimate point that we have not shown our full power yet in some of these equations. Beijing knows this better than much of the international media would appreciate. And I think that Xi Jinping would be wise to be careful on that. Secretary Bessent's meeting with the Prime Minister of Japan is very important economically, but also in terms of the first island chain and Indo-Pacific region defense change that hinges on Taiwan Strait, Straits of Malacca, South China Sea, East Sea, all of that. Freedom of navigation is the coin of the realm right now to keep markets flowing. China's not really on the right side of that.
Real fast, the president's taking with him a busload, I keep using that word, a busload of top corporate executives. Maybe economics is going to be just as big a factor in this meeting as is diplomacy. What do you think?
Well, I think economics has been central to the president's highest priority in resetting and rebalancing the relationship with China. It's probably the area where we have the most potential to grow. There are some guardrails in that realm. We have to make sure that we're protecting our national security. We have to be clear-eyed that China isn't exactly playing fair. They haven't followed the rules of the World Trade Organization, and they seem to...
Well, this is why China's... I got to tread carefully on this one, but look, I'm not a fan of China. Not a fan because they're a communist country. If they weren't a communist country and they were more capitalistic and had an individualist style of government, maybe like, I don't know, 3 branches of government like we do, I'd be fine with that. But you know what? They don't. That's why I don't trust them. Here's the thing. If China had an actual republic, not a communist republic, but a republic, without the communism, without the socialism, I would trust them. I would at least trust them a lot more. Crazy. Effing crazy, man. Totally wild.
Be dumping things at below market prices around the world. So auto sector, beware when we're talking about the terms of trade there. But I think this is where the president sees greatest opportunity for progress, and probably rightly so.
Got it. Sir, thanks very much for joining us, Steve Yates. We appreciate it. We'll see you again soon.
Well, like I said, my problem with China is that they're communist. They're a communist country. Through and through. And I just don't respect him. I don't respect that country. I don't trust them at all. Period. End of story. I don't think anybody should. I think I got my delivery today. Give me a moment. All right. Okay, one moment. So this is what China finds troublesome about Trump?
Breaking tonight, sources confirmed to Fox News' Brett Baer, reporting from the Wall Street Journal that forces from the United Arab Emirates are carrying out military strikes inside Iran. Fox is told that the UAE forces are directly engaged inside the Islamic Republic and have been for several days. This comes after Iran launched dozens of missiles and drones at the UAE during the conflict.
Pretty good, Samuel Westall. How you doing, bro? E.T., baby. We got E.T. in the house.
As the president packs his bags for the high-stakes summit to China, let's get a read from people who know what we should expect from it. Tonight, Brett Baer speaks with the former Australian Prime Minister Kevin Rudd about President Trump's relationship with President Xi Jinping.
I have a very good relationship with President Xi. I find him to be a tremendous guy, and we get along well. But he's been very nice about this. In all fairness, he gets like 60% of his oil from Hormuz, and I think he's been very respectful. We haven't been challenged.
It's also possible that he's tired of working with China. That Xi Jinping is tired of working with, that Xi Jinping is tired of working with Iran. Who wouldn't be? Who the heck wouldn't be, man? It kind of sounds like a nightmare to work with Iran. You know what I mean? That's my take on it. Granted, everybody's got their own take on all this.
China, they don't challenge us, and he wouldn't do that. I don't think he'd do that because of me.
Joining us is former Australian Prime Minister and Global President of the Asia Society here in New York, Kevin Rudd. He's also the author of On Xi Jinping, How Xi's Marxist Nationalism is Shaping China and the World. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Well, I wouldn't say shaping, it's misshaping its own country. Here's the thing. Communist China is not something to strive for. You should not want to strive for Marxist collectivist concepts in your government. If the children had any idea how this worked, they would not be socialist, they would not be communist, they would not even be Marxist. But they don't know how it actually works and how it actually affects economies negatively. Communism sucks. Communism offers zero incentives. People get lazy under communism, man. It's crazy. I have a bit of a headache at the moment. My apologies.
On the program, Brett.
Yes, so we're heading to this summit. I guess from your unique perspective, how is Xi Jinping approaching this summit?
Well, Xi is enormously self-confident. He has no serious political opposition. And he thinks he's in a reasonably strong position, particularly given what he's done with technology recently and advances within China. But at the same time,
I think those advances are fake as hell, but you know, whatever. We'll see. We'll see what's happening.
Also recognizes he has an underperforming economy and rising youth unemployment. So when he looks at...
Oh, yeah, because the youth don't want to live in a communist society. The youth see firsthand how stupid communism is, and they just hate their lives. So they're like, we're done with life. We don't care. That's what they're thinking. And I can't say that I blame them. How can you blame them? So, yeah, no, yeah, wild. Wow.
This summit, his baseline interest, in my view, Brett, is I, Xi Jinping, would like to have a stabilized U.S. relationship because I need that.
He needs it, dude, honestly. And if you don't have a stable U.S. relationship, your economy's going down the toilet. If you don't, it gets real ugly real fast. And I think Xi Jinping knows it. I think Xi Jinping is aware. I would like to believe he's aware, but then again, who knows? Who really knows how self-aware this guy is? Or I think he lacks self-awareness, but whatever. Let's keep going. One moment.
In order to stabilize and improve my own economic performance.
It has been quite a ride, the relationship between President Donald Trump and President Xi Jinping. How does Xi look at President Trump, do you think?
I think when President Xi, who I've met many times in earlier, incarnations of my own political life, both in Australia and in China, when President Xi Jinping looks at President Trump, he sees, number one, a strong leader. There's a second element to it, though.
That's good.
The Chinese system craves predictability on the part of the rest of the world.
All right.
That's what Marxist-Leninists are like. They like everyone to behave in a particularly predetermined fashion.
Yeah, because they're authoritarian. Because they're control freaks. That's the problem with Marxists. Their psychological profile is this. I must control you. You must act this way. And if you don't, you're going to get punished. I will re-educate you. I will reprogram you if you don't act in the way that I want you to act. Sounds a lot like Billy. Anyway.
Fashion, so they can plan accordingly. And I think what they find troublesome about President Trump is his unpredictability.
And if there's one thing the Chinese don't like.
Yeah, I love it. Trump's a wild card, man. This is why you can't win against him. This is why Iran's having trouble, because you don't know what move that Trump's going to do next. He'll do one thing, then do another. I love it. Like, this is why he's the best commander in chief. People think his unpredictability makes him a terrible president, but honestly, it makes him the best. Truthfully, it makes him the best president of all time. Straight up. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, bro. I think most people agree with me on that.
It's unpredictability.
Absolutely right. And I think President Trump intuitively understands that.
And uses it to his advantage.
I think, well, he uses it to his advantage, and I think America's advantage in terms of this particular negotiation.
I'm sure Taiwan will be a topic of conversation. It always is. As you know, we understand the Chinese understand our position on that topic. We understand theirs.
Do you expect at this summit that the Chinese, and President Xi in particular, will push President Trump on the issue of Taiwan?
I don't know about
what
that.
What I understand is that they will want to try and see the president loosen up America's official language on Taiwan.
Here's the thing, man. If Taiwan doesn't want to be taken over by communist China, I can't say I blame them. And you know what? If communist China takes over Taiwan, I think that's a national security threat to the U.S. Yeah, you heard me. I think that that's a national security threat to the U.S. if China takes over Taiwan. That's my opinion.
Right now is really kind of ambiguous.
Well, it's a technical debate. So do the Chinese want to loosen up American language around full-scale opposition to something called Taiwan's independence in order to shake up domestic politics within Taiwan itself? I think that's where the Chinese would like to go. But my observation of President Trump is that he's not going to fall for that one.
On Iran, do you believe that China feels like it could have some kind of interlocutor position or somehow try to get the U.S. and Iran to a negotiated settlement?
The Chinese have played a game so far of sitting very much on the fence. They make appropriate statements for the benefit of countries in Africa and Latin America that we are calling upon the Iranians to open up the Straits of Hormuz. At the same time, when there's a critical vote on this, the UN Security Council recently, the Chinese didn't support it. So they've been, as we say in Australia, having a bob each way. But something new has happened. They are beginning to reach a conclusion that this is economically damaging China itself. So what I sense is that there is now a move afoot, since about the middle of last week, for the Chinese to put more pressure on the Iranians to get real about opening the Straits of Hormuz. Not because they like Uncle Sam, necessarily, but because their own interests are clicking into gear.
But they're feeling a squeeze, right? I mean, because of Venezuela, because of Iran, and the exports, imports to them, that they're not getting.
That's true. And though they've made long preparations for this with huge strategic stockpiles of oil, which can take them out 6 to 9 months, even that's not infinite if the thing was to keep on going. And they've had a very long, hard strategic look at what happened in Venezuela in terms of oil reserves, but also the ability of the American military to act.
What does a win for China look like at the end of this summit this week? What does a win for the U.S. at this summit look like?
My overall judgment is both sides, if I read carefully what President Trump is saying and what President Xi Jinping is saying in different contexts, is they want a stabilized relationship. I'm not anticipating the United States is going to say, well, we're going to cancel all your tariffs, we're going to suddenly liberalize the foreign investment regime or the technology regime. But the Chinese, I think, want that not to get worse. On the American side, though, The position put by President Trump at the Busan meeting at the end of last year with President Xi Jinping is fairly clear, which is buy more American stuff, buy more ag, buy more resources, that's coal, buy more American aircraft, that's Boeing. By the way, get rid of the bans on rare earths and fix fentanyl. You do that, you got to stay.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I don't think Xi Jinping is going to agree to any of it. Because here's the thing. Low-key, I think China is allegedly an enemy of the United States. And here's why I believe that. They don't want to outright challenge the United States, because to do that would be awful to them. They would not be able to handle that militarily speaking. 2, China wants to try to ruin the U.S., allegedly, with bad ideas. To have the U.S., the youth of the U.S., believe in communist Marxist principles, basically. That's what they want to do. That's what they want to do, man. It's the truth. Allegedly. I don't know. Yeah. I think China low-key. I feel like we've been allegedly in a kind of a cold war with China for a long time, it feels like. We've always been on the precipice of a war with China. But never fully in a war with them. That's what I think. That's what I believe. Overall. Yes. I don't think Trump is scared of China. In fact, I think if anything, I think China's scared of Trump. Like I said, like this guy said, collectivists tend to be very authoritarian, which means they like to control others, right? So because collectivists have an authoritative mindset, the reason most collectivists hate Trump is because they can't control Trump. They can't control his speech. Anytime they tell him to apologize, he gives them the middle finger. Trump's the man. That's one of the reasons why I like him, is because he's a collectivist's worst nightmare. People who love communism and socialism, Trump is their worst nightmare.
Stable relationship. Now, can the Chinese come to the table on all 5 of those? Not sure.
The trip itself is likely going to be pomp and circumstance. We know President Trump likes that. The Chinese know he likes that from the first trip there.
And the Chinese like a bit of pomp and circumstance themselves.
At the end of this, is there a sense that President Trump will send the message that we are both global world leaders, that this is almost a G2, that we respect each other, we get to this point, and we do a deal because we understand we're the most powerful countries in the world?
Remember, China wants to be numero uno. Okay, in Chinese, that's D number 1.
Okay.
And so what I argue is a framework which recognizes the differences and manages those red lines. 2, have non-kinetic competition, and that is non-force driven, non-military competition across trade, investment, technology, foreign policy, ideology, the rest.
I think China low-key is still trying to build up their military as much as possible. And honestly, I don't think we should trust China. Period. End of story. Yeah, Toby, I love Trump, dude. I think Trump's the man. Look, if you guys think that Trump is the man the same way that I do, double tap your screen to like the stream, man. Double tap your screen to like the stream. If you guys love Trump as much as I do and you guys think that Trump's the man, double tap your screen to like the stream. One more time, double tap your screen to like the stream. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
And made the best system win. And then thirdly, being smart enough, old enough, wise enough, and ugly enough to work out, here are 2 or 3 areas where it's in your interests and mine, China and the United States, to work together. That's what I call managed strategic competition. You need a couple of smart folks at high level in both capitals then to operationalize it on a daily, weekly basis.
We'll follow it, and we'll have you back afterwards to digest it all. Kevin Rudd, thanks so much.
Thanks, Brett, for having me on the program.
Yep.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.
Crazy, man. Honestly, truly insane. Crazy, crazy. Hey, people are double tapping the screen to like the stream, man. Hey, if you guys love Trump as much as I do, double tap your screen to like the stream, man. If you guys are tired of Debbie Downers like Toby telling you what to like and what not to like, double tap your screen to like the stream. Let's go, bro. Let's go. Give me a moment. What's going on, people? Zaddy's back. Oh. No, I'm still making videos on TikTok and stuff just to see if I can increase my following a little bit. Let's see, hold on. Oh. Larson Christopher says Nick Fuentes was just in Steven Crowder's podcast. No huge meltdown. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. That's good. All right, let's keep going. Oh, dude, Hassan.
Oh, here, this is, oh my God. It's really sad. He's wearing
Hassan's
suits
cringy,
now,
dude.
so people will take him more seriously.
Sometimes you can't be talking like that, white baby. See, this is what I mean. First of suck my fucking cock. I'm a
Dude, Hassan is so terrible, dude. Nobody likes Hassan. I think the only people who like Hassan are bots and crazy, crazy leftists. Crazy, whacked out communist morons like Hassan. This is why Asmongold is more popular than Hassan on Twitch. Nobody likes Hassan. Nobody really does.
goddamn Muslim American gets fucking called a terrorist every fucking day.
That means you're not white?
I am white. I say that I'm white. Although I am white, because I am white. I am white. And I am white. Which I am white. Even though I say I'm white all the time. I am white. I look white. And I say I'm white all the time. Like, I am white. I am white myself. Do you think there is a higher percentage of white people that are genuinely, seriously offended by the term cracker? Myself included. I am white too. I'm not offended. Yes, I am white. I'm a Caucasian man. Like, yeah,
Wait, I thought that Hassan was like... I thought he was like... So wait. I thought Hassan was Muslim. Isn't he like... Is he committing allegedly a cultural appropriation? Hassan is such a... Dude, I don't know why people watch Hassan. If anybody does watch Hassan... I don't get it, bro.
I am white because I'm white. I'm white passing. I'm white. You really hate white people, Jesus? Dude, I am white. I am white. I'm white. I obviously would never be able to comprehend what happens to gays in the Muslim world. I, after all, am not Muslim.
Well, really, he's not?
Nor am I from the Muslim world. I'm a goddamn Muslim American who gets fucking called a terrorist.
Dude, the hypocrisy of Hassan, man, it blows my mind. Hassan Piker is such a chud, dude. Chuddiest of the chuds. He blows my mind sometimes, man. Blows my mind. Yeah. Well, I guess Hassan and I have one thing in common. You know, we're a little bit minority. We're a little bit because I'm basically a white Mexican. I'm a Caucasian Mexican. All right, Mexican American is what I should say, because my grandpappy came from Mexico. Blah blah blah, and then here I am.
Every fucking day.
There are dozens of clips of him saying that he's white. Now he's saying he's not white. It's Schrodinger's race. It depends on which one makes me more victimized at the time. Also, by the way, am I more of a Muslim than Hassan is? I've seen Hassan drinking alcohol. I almost never eat whenever the sun's out. I practice Ramadan all year round. I don't...
Oh my God. Asman is more Muslim? That's wild, dude. Double tap your screen to like the stream, you guys. Double tap your screen to like the stream. Thank you so much. Give me one moment. I have to go to the bathroom. Gift, yum, yum. Gift, yum, yum. I know that it's you. Stopping me from falling, crashing down. I want to be an e-girl, baby. I want to be the greatest e-girl in the world. You used to call me on the cell phone. Late night when you need my love. You call me on the cell phone. Late night when you need my love. And I know with that hotline bling, everybody wants a thing. All right. Ever since I left the city, you. Okay, so I am, I have to be cute. I have to be all cutesy now. I did agree that if we hit the goal of 50, that I would be cute. I am so cute. I am so cute. I am the cutest of all. Oh no, yeah, yeah. Ooh, woo, ooh, woo, ooh, woo. I am so cute. Ooh, woo, ooh, woo, ooh, woo. I'm the cutest of them all. I am so sexy, you don't even know. Ooh, woo, ooh, woo, ooh, woo. All day long in a juicy man thong. All night long in a juicy man thong. All day long in a juicy man thong. Why is everybody hating on my man thong? I don't even know why am I that strong. Why is everybody hating on my man thong? Why is everybody hating on my man thong? Everybody's hating on my man thong. I don't even know why am I that strong. Everybody hating on my man thong. What the hell is your problem? What the hell is your deal? Why is everybody hating on my man thong? Why is everybody hating on my man thong? Am I that strong? Everybody hating on my man thong. I don't really know why all day long. Everybody hating on my juicy man thong. Ooh woo, ooh woo, ooh woo. Everybody hating on the man thong. Everybody don't like my ooh woo. If you don't like my ooh woo, you can get down and all night long. Everybody's jealous of my juicy man thong, my juicy man thong, my juicy man thong. Everybody jealous of my juicy man thong, my juicy man thong, my juicy man thong. Everybody jealous of my juicy man thong, juicy man thong, juicy man thong. Why is everybody so jealous? Why is everybody so jealous? Get away from my juicy man thong. Everybody's jealous of my juicy man thong.
Don't gamble.
Okay, are we doing racism Olympics?
Muslim is a race.
What kind of racism is institutionally?
Jesus, he's so mad.
Completely.
Dude, Hassan is always mad about something. Hassan is always pissed off. This is why Asmin Gould is far more popular than Hassan. And honestly, Hassan makes the Democrat Party look worse because he's so stupid.
How do you get this mad in 46 seconds?
What do you think? Who do you think?
Yeah, I mean, what?
He's always mad about something. I don't know if he's doing it on purpose just to gain sympathy or something. I have no clue. But Hassan is always pissed off about something ridiculous. And it's just so annoying. You know?
Muslim goes to a brothel.
Black people care about the border. I don't give a fuck what black people care about. The Democratic Party literally is going to fucking lose. Oh, black people care about this. Black people care about that. Like, shut the fuck up.
Oh, man.
I have no support from the Democrat.
God, Hassan is so... Hassan's ridiculous, dude. The more I hear from Hassan, the more I will... I mean, first off, there's already a 0%... Actually, you know what? There's a -% chance that I will vote Democrat. I don't know how that's possible, how you can get into a negative percentile. But there is no way I am voting for one of the worst parties of all time. I mean, dude, I got anger issues, but not to the point Hassan does, dude. Hassan has anger issues that are even beyond me, and that's what he gets for being a champagne socialist. Champagne socialists are, well, I guess angry people at the end of the day. So there's that.
Trads, I have no support from the broader leftist movement. I just got you, my chat. That's it. I'm so alone.
Wait, did he just?
I'm so alone, dude.
Oh my god. I'm so nobody really likes you. The only friends you have are bots. But no, Hassan is just so ridiculous, dude. I can't stand Hassan Piker, dude. But it's fun to watch him. It's fun to watch him go unhinged, and he has the most low IQ takes out of any streamer. And I love his low IQ takes. I know people always give me shit for glazing Trump, but at least my takes are somewhat, I wouldn't say they're high IQ. I'd say mid. My takes are a little low IQ, but I don't get angry every 46 seconds. Well, I get a little angry. I don't know. I'm just as unhinged as Hassan. Hassan and I, maybe we're brothers. Maybe we're long-lost brothers.
Cut my life into pieces.
People like Hassan Piker campaigning with elected officials and being used and propped up. That's what we're doing, is standing up to this.
What do I fucking say? What do I say to this dude? Fuck Jake Tapper. Fuck Mike Lawler. Fuck Josh Gottheimer. Bought and paid for by Israel. Please sue. I'm gonna end the broadcast right now, I think. If one more dumb fuck in my chat says, please sue, I'm just gonna end it. I'm gonna end it all. I'm gonna end my life, okay, in a video game.
I'm so alone. I'm going to end my Jesus, this is, oh my God.
So
why is he always eating? I don't know.
My parents think you're an anti-Semite. My parents do. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Cry for
well,
help, dude.
maybe you should do a better job of fucking explaining.
51-month subscriber. Oh my God.
Sucks so fucking bad to just like be professionally misunderstood all the goddamn time.
Everybody is, I'm so alone. I want to myself. Nobody understands me. All in 3 minutes. So this is the thing people want.
He's an emo. He's emo. That's okay. He's a little bit emo. Good for him.
Wanted me to look at chaotic era newsletters, most viewed political YouTube channels in April. You also lost a whole week in April? Oh wow. Wait a minute. So I'm number 7 and number 15, and I was gone for an entire week.
You finally made it on the list for April. What is this list? Oh, this is the top 50 most viewed. I'm probably
Honestly, like, I bet Hassan gets more YouTube views on my YouTube channel than he does on his YouTube channel.
if I'm even on this list at all. I don't even see myself.
It's down at the bottom. It's down
I'm
at the
not
bottom,
on
man.
this list.
You're down at the bottom.
Oh, I am. I'm at the end. God damn. That's whack.
Even the quartering beat him? The quartering beat him?
No way. The quartering sucks, dude. The quartering is, he is a, I thought I was a grifter. But the quartering, I call him the cuckening. Ugh. I cannot stand the quartering at all, dude. That guy is such a... He puts the uck in cuck. All right? That's all I got to say. Allegedly.
Oh, no.
Allegedly.
Oh, he's doing all right. You know, he's doing all right. I think capitalism is... Oh. Linen in one hand, Cartier in the other. $4.3 thousand. So performative. It is insane how performative this is.
You're 5 seconds.
He's a champagne socialist. Hassan Piker is a champagne socialist. It's that simple, dude. He's a champagne socialist, and nobody should take him seriously. Just saying.
The midnight from a direct Trump mention. I think Trump might be one of the few people on the Republican side that's too smart to recognize that highlighting me in any way, shape, or form is only beneficial for me, and therefore he's not doing it.
You know what? He doesn't know you exist, Hassan, because you're not relevant. You're just an angry little... First off, even your viewers think that you're a champagne socialist, Hassan. Come on, man. You're a champagne socialist. I'm going to make a TikTok, by the way. You guys want me to make a quick TikTok? I'm going to make a TikTok here. I'm going to use my phone. What do you guys think my TikTok should be about? What should my little TikTok be about? Oh, I'm going to do Pink Brony Club. I'm going to do a Pink Brony Club. I heard you want me to be gay, but I can't ignore my sleazy visions of me in Coos Bay. And I heard that there's a messed up place where all my brony bros want a cream pie in my face. I'm having erotic dreams of creaming in Tennessee. Oh, Santa Monica, you've been so shitty to me. It won't make my mama proud. It's gonna cause a scene. She sees a brony boy. I know she's gonna scream, God, what have you done? You're a pink brony bro, and you dance at the gay clubs, oh mama. I'm just having fun on the stage in my hooves. I'm wearing my man thong down at the Pink Brony Club. I'm gonna keep on fapping at the Pink Brony Club. I'm gonna keep on crapping down in West Hollywood. I'm gonna keep... That was awesome. I'm just having fun on the stage in my hooves. I'm wearing my man thong down at the Pink Brony Club. I'm gonna keep on fapping at the Pink Brony Club. I'm gonna keep on crapping down in West Hollywood. I heard you want me to be... That was awesome, dude. There we go. I just released the Pink Brony Club onto TikTok. I just did my own version. There we go, dude. All right, dude. We're making waves. We are surprisingly making waves on the TikTok, which is a little bit shocking. I love it. I love it, man.
Riveting. Wow. I mean, just how can you be this delusional?
Ba 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 ba. Ba ba. Okay, we have it in our side. Fire. Boom. Ba 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 ba.
Dude, Trump's the man, dude. Trump is the GOAT, dude. I love this guy. I love Trump, dude. He's the man.
Ba ba ba.
Oh, Trump takes questions before departing for China. This is hot, dude. This is hot.
What are your expectations for your China president? At what point are you done negotiating with Iran?
Well, we're going to see what happens. We're only making a good deal. We have their military's gone; it's wiped out, and we're only going to make a good deal, and we'll see what happens. But
very true.
I believe that one way or the other, it's going to be very good for the American people, and I think actually very good for the Iranian people.
Are you reconsidering the Pakistanis as mediators?
No, they're great.
Yeah.
I think they're great. I think the Pakistanis have been great. The Field Marshal and the Prime Minister of Pakistan have been absolutely great.
Mr. President, what is your message to President Xi as it relates to the Iran war?
Well, I think, number one, we're going to have a long talk about it. I think he's been relatively good, to be honest with you. You look at the blockade, no problem. They get a lot of their oil from that area. We've had no problem, and he's been a friend of mine. He's been somebody that we get along with. And I think you're going to see that good things are going to happen. This is going to be a very exciting trip.
Do you guys think I should use my TikTok channel as just a channel where I sing uncomfortably to everybody? I think that'd be fun. I think that'd be great. I love uncomfortably singing to people. It's a very fun. It's a bit of a pastime for me. I really do enjoy singing uncomfortably to people, or making people uncomfortable with my singing. I don't know. I love it, bro. So yeah, if you guys want to see my TikTok official Pink Brony Club debut, go to tiktok.com/@realgarza. Once again, tiktok.com/@realgarza. I'm trying to, you guys don't have to install TikTok. I think TikTok is, I think it's kind of on the way out the door. I think it's becoming less popular every day. But I will say that YouTube is still grandiose and beautiful, and there's still a large audience of people I could tap into, I should say.
A lot of good things are going to happen.
Mr. President, do you think he needs to intervene at all with the Iranians?
I don't
do you think he can help in any way?
No, I don't think we need any help with Iran. We'll win it one way or the other. We'll win it peacefully or otherwise. Their Navy's gone. Their Air Force is gone. Every single...
Give me one moment, actually. Okay, I see what this wants. I see what this needs. -3 it is. There we go. The deed has been done. It is done now. We are here. We are ready. Ready. For maximum loudness. All right, we're back. We're back, and we're ready to attack. Let's go. Oh, yeah, here we go. You know what time it is. We're trying to catch me riding dirty, trying to catch everybody.
Element of their war machine is gone. They've killed a lot of people. They've killed 42,000 people at least over the last month and a half. We win.
Mr. President,
no matter how you cut it.
Mr. President, what do you think?
Do you believe, Mr. Kurdi, sir, Mr. President, do you believe your visit to China will impact of international economy and price of oil?
It's going to be a positive. We're going to have a very good meeting. I spoke with President Xi.
I think it'll be a good one.
We look forward.
Look, I think what Trump is doing is awesome.
It's going to be great.
Mr. President, Mr. President, what is going to be your red line in the ceasefire for you?
Oh,
to pull the plug.
Well,
yeah, Tiny Line Gaming. We're talking about our boy Hassan Piker. Yeah, the problem with Hassan, man, is he has more anger issues than anybody I've ever seen in the political spaces, and that guy is out of his mind, bro. But yeah, Hassan is one of the most angry dudes I've ever seen. Hassan is just so angry all the time. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of his, you know.
Going to see, and we'll be thinking about it on the flight, and we'll be thinking about.
We got Tiny Lion Gaming in the house, though. We love Tiny Lion Gaming, dude. Yeah, Hassan Piker pisses me off, bro.
It for the next little while, but we've beaten their
Hassan,
militaries
baby.
very soundly. That's over with. The blockade is very effective. It's
Hassan
been 100%
is
effective.
totally a chud, by
And
the way.
one way or the other, it's going to work out very well. It's going to work out very well. I think you're going to have so much oil, you're going to have a gusher of oil like you've never had before. So when oil goes up a little bit, I thought it would go up much more. If you go back.
Yeah, Hassan is kind of. Yeah, Hassan is definitely a chud. Every time I hear from anything from Hassan, I'm just like, dude, can you just please stop? Hassan is just the worst, dude. Hassan frickin' Piker, bro. That guy. Amazing. Total chud, by the way. Not a stud. He's a chud.
3-4 months ago, when we were contemplating, we assumed oil would go much higher. Yesterday was at $99. And if you think about it, I would have taken that all day long because it's very simple. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. They will not have a nuclear.
Very true. They shouldn't have a nuclear weapon. Agreed wholeheartedly. Absolutely.
Weapon. They know that. They've agreed to that. And then that's not what they said to me when it came to pay. We don't play games. They're not going to have a nuclear weapon.
Mr. President, you promised to bring inflation down. It's now at its highest level in 3 years. Are your policies not working?
No,
What's
my
happening?
policies are working incredibly. If you go back to just before the war, for the last 3 months, inflation was at 1.7%. Now, we had a choice. Let these lunatics have a nuclear weapon. If you want to do that, then you're a stupid person, and you happen to be. I mean, I know you very well. Anybody that wants them to have a nuclear weapon is a stupid person. So,
dude, Trump is like, Trump's the man, dude. This is why I voted for him, dude. This is why I voted for the dude. Absolutely 100%. This is why I voted for this man.
So we said we're going to take the greatest stock market in history, and we're going to go down a little bit, and actually that turned out to be incorrect because our stock market is now at the highest point in history, which frankly surprised a lot of people. It's a very simple message. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon, and they won't have a nuclear weapon, and that's 100%. Their Navy is gone, their Air Force is gone, their anti-aircraft is gone, their radar is gone, their leaders are gone. They're all gone. Iran will not have a nuclear weapon.
Are you ready to extend a waiver on sanctioned Russian oil to ease the global crude prices?
We're going to do whatever is necessary, and as soon as this war is over, which will not be long, you're going to see oil prices drop, and you're going to see a stock market, which is already at the highest point in history, go through the roof. You're going to see the golden age of America, frankly.
Yep.
And you're seeing
Hell
it
yeah.
now. So as soon as this is, don't forget, you have hundreds of ships that are loaded up with oil that want to come out. As soon as they come out, we're going to have a gusher of oil, and you're going to have inflation that goes way down. Now, with all of this, inflation is much lower than it was under Biden. Biden had the highest inflation in the history of our country. Inflation is nothing by comparison, but our inflation is just short term. Because if you go from before, just before the war, we were for the last 3 months 1.7%. And now what you have is as soon as this war is over, you're going to see inflation go down to probably 1.5%.
Will you extend the you extend the waiver, sir? Will you extend the waiver on Russian troops?
Go ahead, please.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Mr. President, yesterday you said you gave the Kurds arms, but they took it for themselves. A U.S. military official says that the Kurds have not received any arms, and the Kurdish political parties are denying receiving any arms.
The officials are wrong.
They're messing with Chinese people.
So what happened is we have a ballroom that's under budget. It's going up right here.
Yep.
I've doubled the size of it because we obviously need that. And
Dude, I love it, dude. The ballroom, I'm all for it. After all the, you know, it's so funny. The left is like, oh, you don't need a ballroom. Yeah, you do. Because all of your people, all of your side have allegedly been after this man. You guys are terrible. The left is terrible. So I'm all for the ballroom at this point, dude. Because if all these leftists are going to keep trying to go after our boy, our guy, then I don't know. I'm just tired of the left, dude. I think the left are bullies. The leftists are absolutely bullies, dude. 100%. That's my belief on this one, man. Straight up. I'm tired of the bully left. The leftists are bullies, dude. You know it. I know it. American people know it. Come on. Come on. But yeah, I think a lot of people are aware that the left is a bunch of bullies, and we're tired of listening to them. We're tired of curtailing to them. You know what I mean? It's just terrible. The left is frustrating, basically. And at the end of the day, nobody really wants to listen to the left because the left is highly insufferable. They're just tough to listen to because they're annoying. Straight up.
We're right now on budget, under budget, and ahead of schedule. I doubled the size of it, you dumb person. It's double the size.
I doubled the size of it, you dumb person. Yes, dude. What a stud. What a stud, dude. Yeah.
You are not a smart person.
Oh, he almost called her an art, you know. He almost said the R word.
Right over here. Wait a minute. Right over here. And based on a lot of things that have happened over the last year, we
Dude, this is amazing, dude. I love it, dude. I love this shit, dude. This is amazing, dude. Trump's the man. Trump is the GOAT, bro. That's all I got to say.
We doubled the size of the ballroom, so we're going to have a ballroom that's appropriate for the White House. We doubled the size. The ballroom now is ahead of schedule, and it's a little bit under budget, depending on the finishes that we use.
Yeah, finish. Finish it, dude. I want to see this ballroom. I do want to see the ballroom.
Well, look, they're not doing well. Cuba is not doing well. It's a failed nation, and we'll be talking
Small
about
wiener
Cuba
gang.
at the right time.
Hey, thank you so much, Ben K. Key? Ben Key. Thank you so much for subscribing, man. I appreciate everybody. Give a shout out to Ben for subscribing. We'll put your name up on the
Small
board. Wiener gang.
About Venezuela. Some Venezuelans are concerned that there are some political prisoners still in their prisons. Would you do something about that?
Yeah,
Are you
we'll do it.
concerned?
We're going to get them all out. And I'll tell you what, Delcy's doing a great job. The people of Venezuela are thrilled with what's happened. They can't even believe it. They're dancing in the streets. And as you know, we have Exxon, we have Chevron, we have all of the big companies going in. And Venezuela now is making more money than they've made in the last 25 years.
And the political prisoners will come out.
As you know, they let a lot of the political prisoners out, and the rest will be coming.
Did you ask Marty McCary to resign, sir? Or did you fire your FBI
Well, I don't want to
commissioner?
say, but Marty's a great guy. He's a friend of mine. He's a wonderful man. And he's going to be off, and the assistant, the deputy, is taking over temporarily until we find. Everybody wants that job. It's a very important job. Marty's a terrific
Hell
guy.
yeah,
but
bro. Hell yeah. Give me one moment, though. I'm just checking some of my positions. Some of my swing trade positions here. How's silver looking? BTC! BTC. Bitcoin's so dumb, dude. Bitcoin is so dumb. I want to buy more Biddy my titty, dude. I sold some Biddy earlier, a little higher price. Let's see. I'm having wicked dreams of creaming in Tennessee. Ocean. Oh my god. OMG. OMG. Oh, silver's on its way back up. What's going on with silver? Wait, why is silver on the way back up? What the hell? I mean, not that I'm complaining or anything. I'm actually happy about this because silver going up is a good thing for daddy. Okay. 78 boners. I'll take that. Oh, fuck it. Let's just get a quick profit today and call it good. Here's the thing. Whenever silver goes back down rapidly, and silver tends to go down rapidly too, I like to make sure I'm fully prepared. So yeah, I sell a little silver here, buy a little silver here. Just depends on what silver's doing. But yeah, silver's so volatile. I love it.
he's going to go on and he's going to lead a good life. He was having some difficulty. You know, he's a great doctor, and he was having some difficulty. But he's going to go on and he's going to do well. Everybody wants that job.
So the midterm elections, would you send the National Guard or ICE to voting locations in November? Would you do that?
Well, you know what? I'd do anything necessary to make sure we have honest elections. We have to have honest elections.
So you're not ruling that out?
A quick question. This month is considered to be the month of Africa. On the May 25th, we'll be celebrating Africa Day. Would you mind doing something special, like 10-minute interview to speak about your views on the Africa continent?
So wait a minute. Why is silver so overrated? Dude, I have made a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot, but I've made a pretty good amount of money swing trading silver, swing trading the spot price of silver using the SLV ETF. So, no, the SLV ETF's amazing, by the way, just to let you know, straight up.
Ceasefire is on life support. Is President Xi the person to bring it back to life?
Well, we'll see what happens. We're going to have a great meeting in China. He's a wonderful guy. He's a friend of mine, and we're going to have a great meeting. We do a lot of business with China. We do very well with China, and they do well with us, and the relationship is very good. We are going to have a great meeting.
Do you think he's got what it takes to convince the Iranians?
Whatever he can do to help the The end of the war in Ukraine, I really think is getting very close.
China invests $1 trillion in the U.S. China.
Dude, I hear all these like reporters screaming in the background. It's just like no. They're all just like trying to get our boys' attention, and it's not working. It just ain't working. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's not working, baby. It's not working, bro.
When you're
I don't know what you heard about me, but you can't get a dollar out of me.
Not even a little bit. The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I don't think about American financial situation. I don't think about anybody. I think about one thing. You cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. That's all. That's the only thing that matters.
Mr. President, will China invest $1 trillion in the U.S. or NATO?
Dan?
What is more broken, NATO or OPEC?
Ooh.
OPEC is having some
OPEC's more
difficulty
broken,
right now because one of those things, but that has nothing to do with me.
I think.
NATO was very disappointing to me. NATO was not there when we wanted them. We don't need NATO. We don't need NATO. But if we did need them, they just weren't there.
He can help and contribute to a deal with Iran?
He could. I mean, it might be. I don't think we need any help with Iran, to be honest with you. They're defeated militarily, and they'll either do the right thing or we'll finish the job. They're either going to do the right thing or we're just going to finish the job.
As you embark on this summit,
that we're going to have a great relationship for many, many decades to come. My relationship with President Xi is a fantastic one. We've always gotten along, and we're doing very well with China, and working with China has been very good. So we look forward to it. As you know, President Xi will be coming here toward the end of the year, so that'll be exciting. I only wish we had the ballroom finished. The ballroom is right on budget and ahead of schedule, but I wish we had it finished now. You also may want to do one other thing. You may want to go see the reflecting pool.
Okay, I'm doing a quick sound test real quick. Let's see, testing 1, testing 2, testing 3, testing 4, testing 5, testing 6, testing 7. Okay. Give me a moment. Okay, there we go. All right. Maybe 13 decibels is where we need to be. Maybe this is it. I think I found it. I figured it out. I did it, everybody. I did it. There's a lot did in this city. There's a lot did with this dog. There we go, dude.
But that's under construction, and for the first time since 1922, it's going to work properly.
All right, let's do this. Sounds kind of loud.
You got one of the great oil finds anywhere in the world, and you're not using it. They're not allowed to use it. And
Crazy.
It's one of the best in the world, among the best oils in the world. Open up your oil in the North Sea and get tough on immigration.
Should he stay or go?
Europe is being very, very hurt by immigration all over Europe. Not
Should he
only
stay
him.
or go?
Yeah.
That's up to him. But I told him from day one.
Well, I
you're
think
gonna
T-Dog's
gild
right, man.
the windmilling your country to
At least I
death.
think he might be.
Open up the North Sea. You have one of the greatest sources of energy in the world. Open up the North Sea.
If state governors drop taxes on oil, would you ask them to do that?
I think it's a great idea.
President, may I ask you two questions?
Yes.
So, Has there been any understanding between you and Putin that Russia should get entire Donbass?
No. Mr. President, you have a standing invitation to travel to Russia. Do you think it might happen this year?
Good. I mean, look, I will do whatever is necessary. That war, I've settled 8 wars. That war is getting closer. Believe it or not, it's getting closer. And we think we're going to end up getting a settlement between Russia and Ukraine.
It would be nice to see a settlement on that particular war, for sure. I think it's been honestly going on for a little too long. One can say. But yeah, no, I think here's the thing. Does that war need to end? Absolutely it does. Without a doubt. 100%. Absolutely does. The question is, will it end? We don't know. We don't know. It sounds like Putin wants a deal. Sounds like hopefully Zelensky wants a deal. I'm not a fan of, by the way, I'm not a fan of Russia or Ukraine. Just want to make it very clear. I'm not a fan of either of those countries. So I would rather see them at peace. Absolutely on peace. But actually, to be honest, you can trade the volatility of silver and make money off of the pure volatility itself. One of the reasons I'm able to make a good amount of cash on the volatility of silver because it goes down rapidly and it goes up rapidly. That's a big thing. That is one of the main reasons, because it'll constantly go up and down. And the thing is, you can make money from the pure volatility itself. That's what I don't think you're understanding. I'm not looking for like long-term gains on silver. I'm looking for short-term bursts of profit. Hey, sweetie. But anyway, let's see here. Do I have anything else I want to add? Well, it looks like I've been streaming for a bit, so double checking one more thing here. Yeah, we'll just kind of see. Well, either way, I do want to thank you guys for tuning in. Any last questions before we end the stream for now? I will be streaming later today. Absolutely, 100%. But any other questions for the time being, let me know. One of my buddies sent me a video. He sent me a video of a touchscreen keyboard, and I'm like, no. I mean, it's like what's the point of that? I mean, like it's a big old touchscreen thing, but the whole point, I love the pressing of the keys. I'm old. Old man needs his keyboard, bro. Old man needs his keyboard. That's what I need. But yeah. I love it, man. I love it. Let's see. But yeah, no, I think let me check a look at something real quick. But yeah, it looks like silver is skyrocketing right now. Again. Now all the other asset classes like gold seems to be pretty stagnant. It's on its way back up, but Biddy's up because Bitcoin I think is going to crash back down because Bitcoin sucks, but whatever. And hey, if Bitcoin goes up, I'll just be betting against it with the Bitty. I do like the S-bit, but there is actually more risk to a minus 2x leverage. So I tend to just go with the minus 1x. It's a little easier to manage because when the downturns happen, the downturns are rough. But yeah, no, I decided we'll just go with Biddy. Biddy pretty much mirrors in opposite directions to Bitcoin. So I don't know. It's safer, essentially. Still get profits, still get goodness out of it, but well, all right. Well, I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna probably call it quits for the day, but I will trying to think what else I want to say here. I might do a show a little bit later. I'm definitely going to do a show at night for sure. It's typically how I do it, you know. We shall see. All right. Well, I'll catch you all later and hope you guys have a good night.